Guys, I have my GPS as usual here. So usually you'd have your GPS attitude and return to home. Sorry, the wind is blowing quite a bit. But what I found is if you put your GPS attitude here, you don't have to try and flick between the switches. So I have made a video of how to set that up. So it's just, you're flying, you can go to attitude mode quickly. As you can see there, it loses position. But if you do get a bit in a knot, you just flick it up with your finger, as opposed to trying to find this switch and doing all sorts of random things. If you're flying in GPS mode, so let's say you're in GPS mode over here like this, and it starts, I'm going to just simulate it for you guys now. Let's say it starts flying away because there is a compass error or something. You just have to flick it into attitude mode, and then it gets rid of the GPS, and then you can still fly it very safely, because from the factory it wants you to go to 3D mode, and that's just looking for a crash. So I suggest you definitely use the attitude mode rather than the 3D mode. I just want to reiterate the importance of knowing where your switches are and what they do. And most importantly, don't panic. So I have a video where I have assigned the GPS and attitude switch to the switch D, which is the one far right, and my return to home as usual on switch C right at the bottom. And this is actually the very first time I've ever used return to home, and it was a real emergency. And you'll see what happens as I'm flying along here. Everything's good, but this camouflaged helicopter is now at least 60-70 meters away, and it was at this point here that I just couldn't see it at all, and I had no hope of it ever resurfacing out of these trees here without possibly crashing. I didn't know how far I was. The problem was the wind was coming from the right, and it was pushing it to the left, in fact. So the wind was coming from right to left, and as I was banking towards the left, the wind just kept pushing it. And as you can see in this still here, it's just completely disappeared. I'll play it a bit more, can't see it. So the very first thing is I flicked it to GPS mode without searching for the switch. I just flicked switch D, which is the very last one, from attitude upwards into GPS mode, relaxed, and then I hit return to home, which is a different procedure altogether. But guys, yeah, please know where your switches are, don't panic, and yeah, have a great flight.